Why is it that we feel as men, I'm just going to throw that out there because you said protection, whatever. Why is it that I have to automatically say I need to protect this because they're dressed a certain way?
Because we know how other men can be.
Can be, which is true, but that's with anything. And what he put out there in the internet, if he's willing to do that just because she had on a thong piece, a leotard, covered up, ain't no telling what that nigga might do. So I'm concerned for her. We talking about protection. I'm concerned for her.
Women, why do you desire so bad to feel the need to have your ass and titties out? In general, like, what are we advocating for here? What is the end goal? Why is it so important?
I think
what is the end desire?
Part,
What's so liberating about feeling like I'm walking around with my ass cheeks out and my titties loose, whatever? What is in public though?
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex. The podcast where men can have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to ManlyDeeds, the podcast where men can have a safe space. Welcome to ManlyDeeds. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex.
Bro, my coach said this in college, and it was so untrue. He said, "Don't worry about sleep. You'll get it when you're dead." I'm like, "No, I need it now."
Gotta have some rest.
Both.
Gotta have some rest.
Both.
Where they selling that sleep at?
I know, bro. If they can,
well, I don't know about
sell
sleep.
sleep.
You know, sometimes last time somebody bought some sleep, that was the last sleep they ever bought.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
I ain't buying no damn sleep. Remember when Michael Jackson bought sleep, and then that was the last.
No,
sleep
he bought drugs to put him to sleep.
He was buying.
That nigga was buying sleep.
Was he buying sleep or pain relaxers?
He was buying sleep
Both.
by the pack.
Yeah,
And the doctor gave him too much sleep.
too much sleep.
It's all good. But hey, we back.
We back for another
We
one.
back. Another edition of the ManlyDeeds podcast. You know what's going on. It's your boy Melly Mel, a.k.a. Melly Badass, a.k.a. Meek Mel, a.k.a. your favorite truth teller, a.k.a. if you don't want to know, don't ask me. Come on now. Y'all know what's going on.
I did not like that for a long time, but I actually like it.
Come
now.
on. I know you should.
Because it's pretty good.
It is.
But it's your boy T. Roy.
T. Roy.
We in the place to be. I'm your neighborhood hope dealer. Holla at me. I got that 2 for 1.
2 for the 1.
I got that 2 for 1. We down here
Passing them out.
in North Kakalaki. I'm under the weather a little bit.
Oh my! Somebody get Bubble Boy a hat, a jacket, or something, man. You can't be out here spreading that.
Flintstone chewable or something.
You know what I'm saying? Some Hulk Hogan vitamins.
You got the Flintstone chewables. Let me get
and
one.
I keeps it on me.
Right.
Pause.
Right. And I keeps it on me. Pause. What it do, though? It's your boy, Dr. Life Coach Lace. We back for another one, a.k.a. NBA Old Boy, a.k.a. That's Hella Pausable. Let's go.
Bro, if y'all ain't on our Instagram, y'all need to be right now because we got some hilarity on there. First of all, you should be watching the whole episode. And if you're listening to us right now, you probably are. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe.
Yes.
Share it with your friends. Okay? That's what we need for y'all to do. But also, join the cave. We on Instagram. I don't know if are we on Twitter?
We on
Instagram, Twitter. I ain't gonna hold you to Twitter following is trash. All right. We got about 16 followers on Twitter.
About 16.
We got about 16 followers on Twitter. We got about 16 posts on Twitter. You know, I really don't be on Twitter like that, but hey, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We on Threads now for the Thread community. We up there. We was one of the 30 million.
A new avenue.
You know what I'm saying? So tap in with us. We on there. I do be on Threads though. You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea what that is,
Me
but
neither.
you know what I'm saying? I believe you.
I mean, I'm young and hip like that. I'm not as washed as y'all.
You right.
So,
right.
you know, I stay in the know. I keep an ear to the street.
I'm going to jump on that joint this weekend. I was going to do it last night.
That is plausible.
That is plausible. We're going to call this the ManlyDeeds Pausable podcast. That's what we're going to call it. But yeah, I'm going to jump. I'm going to get an account this weekend.
Okay. All right.
And see what they talking about. See if I could be one of them early adopters. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it.
I'm not an early adopter.
Look, in this instance, it's a great place to be because so many new people are on there. They just got to open up to where, I mean, kind of 50-50, you see people that you follow, but then they introducing you to people that you don't even know. So then now if you're trying to be discovered or trying to be seen, getting in right now while they open
get it
it
while
up.
the
They
iron's
might
hot.
be able to,
Strike
get
while the
exposure
iron's
or whatever.
hot.
So, if it's up there, I'm gonna rock with it. I'm gonna do it. We like, just for everybody who know, I be the one managing the social media. Like,
duh, nigga.
I know, no, people don't know that.
He make that sound
No.
like,
Listen,
he the only one that could do it.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying it because I know people
who
like,
don't know. I manage this. Nigga,
you know
we
what I'm
know.
saying? Yes, we on the network. Yes, we made some progress. Things is going up. We ain't got a full team with people like that yet, with somebody managing the socials and stuff like that. So if you see it up there, it's us working through it. That's why it's a little bit inconsistent. I'm only one man. You know what I'm saying? You know my daily routine. I be trying to fit it in
with the kids,
you know what I'm saying? So
and
we
the
balancing.
works.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't be everywhere at all times.
True.
So I pick the platforms I think work for me,
and
they've been working for us. So that's
and I
where
guarantee
at,
Threads is probably one of those. The algorithm right now, how it's set up. If you feed it content, they gon' put it out.
They definitely doing.
Oh yeah.
So I got a feeling if we can be consistent with feeding it, I'm pretty sure we're gonna bloom.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I be getting on them people nerves, bro.
Who, y'all?
On the internet.
Oh yeah.
I be getting on them people nerves, bro.
Yeah,
They hate me.
They can't handle
me, bro.
Well, it's a
they don't be
perspective.
listening to what I be saying. And if people actually listen to what I be saying, more people would agree with me, or not necessarily agree with me, but understand what I'm saying and rock with me. And people who don't listen, it's very easy to hate somebody like me because
you
I'm
don't have
not
full
going to
context.
ever talk from the should, could, would space. I'm going to talk from as is.
Yeah.
And what people do. And most people love to live in how things should be. And I'm like, that
should be rather than based on behaviors.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Should, yes. Are they? No.
Right.
So I'm not going to talk about it like that.
And let me even say this. I think on our podcast, we do a great job of expressing how we feel and how we perceive the world. We're not saying that this should be how this should be.
Right.
But we're saying, hey, this is how we perceive the world. This is how things, how I perceive it. This is how my household functions. Kids gonna be in the bed by 9. What I'm saying? We believe Zion is a victim. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't protesting about
we pro-ho.
We're pro-ho. You know what I'm saying?
Just take the time to listen. That's
Just
all.
take the time to listen.
Just use your ears.
We use this as an opportunity to get stuff off of our chest.
Yeah, connect,
this is
engage,
a barbershop,
and
bro.
It is a barbershop.
Connect and engage. That's the motivation. We doing it for the community.
Now, if I said what I just said in the barbershop, I would have been killed.
For what?
Celebrating 4th of July.
Oh, absolutely. I honestly hate it when I see people of color wearing like 4th of July shirts.
4th of July shirts.
I don't know. I know Old Navy make a lot of money off of 4th of July shirts. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Hilfiger this, that, and the third. But I honestly hate it. I mean,
the diplomats made it a thing back in the day, though.
Regardless, just because it's a thing don't mean it has to be celebrated.
I'm telling you, man. The diplomats, they had a chokehold on my high school.
Crazy.
Cats was wearing
camo and American flag tees.
Yes.
Or the tank top joint. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I hate it with a passion.
See, man, y'all.
But if you ask a nigga if you ask somebody about Juneteenth, they stumbling through it.
Big facts.
And that's how we are. That's how certain patriarchal systems are developed and ingrained in us, even as people of color. We celebrate this because it's what we are trained to do, but then we don't even know about our real history.
Big facts.
Or the nuance of it. So,
Look, man, I celebrate any day that gives me a day off of work. I don't care what the day is. If they're going to give me a day off and acknowledge my day, I'll take it for whatever I want. I'll celebrate whatever the hell I want to celebrate on 4th of July.
Okay.
If I don't got to wear American flag, but if it's going to get me a day off from work, I'm going to take it. I don't care if it's Lee Jackson. Lee Jackson. I don't give a damn what day the day is. If I'm going to be off, I'm going to be off.
And let me even say this. I'll add this part. We can leave it alone. I don't want to have the last word, but if I can, that'd be cool. But my grandfather fought for the United States.
Okay.
I got a cousin who fought for the United States.
Sure.
Like, now, granted, they probably did it for a check, but they also did it, though.
Yeah.
Like most people.
Right. And so, they saw value in the States, and they fought for it. So in the midst of the 4th of July, I celebrate them too.
I dig that. And again, my father served, uncles have served, other people have served.
Same.
etc. But you got to look at the social climate too. A lot of them were forced to serve.
That is true. That is true.
You know what I mean? So it's always a system behind the reason in some ways. And I think we oftentimes miss that because should you have been most people of color who have served, should you have been proud to serve? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of time it wasn't their decision to make.
I was not expecting this conversation to go that way.
Yeah.
When I brought up the 4th of July, I was supposed to be talking about fried fish and fireworks, and y'all brought it.
Now, that's what I am mad about, because people ain't frying fish no more, bro.
Well, they was frying it where I was at.
Well, you got to look at the cost of fish. You can't be celebrating, you know what I mean, feeding niggas, and you got to pay $1 million to burn a hot dog. Nobody feeding these niggas no more. But go ahead with your story.
Well, it wasn't no story. I thought we was gonna have.
You had some fried fish. You had some.
Look, we had the usual soul food, crab and all that type of stuff.
Right.
So I'm saying, I just thought when I brought that up that it was gonna be
a celebratory piece. We don't celebrate that shit. That's the problem. You celebrate something when we celebrate.
Not necessarily.
It's a day off. Yeah.
Celebratory. I thought we was gonna kind of recap what we may have done for 4th of July.
I did a bunch
you know
of
what I'm saying? Like,
well, go ahead. Let's circle back. What did you do for the 4th, man?
Cool.
On your work day off that the man gave you.
It's cool, Sharif. We don't want to hear that shit.
See, the problem is...
Come on, man.
Hey, it's cool.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's
Moving
okay.
on, fast,
your coon chip was activated. It's okay.
Cool. We had a little bit of fireworks, a little bit of food.
Your coon chip was activated.
A little bit of music. It's cool.
I didn't want to go do fireworks. Well, one, I'm not too excited about it. That's one thing. And two, like big crowds nowadays, man, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or not, but
it's because you're getting older.
Big crowds don't do it for me no more.
I think getting older, but also the consistent display of mass shootings that have occurred at large group events.
Absolutely.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but that's exactly
people may feel like large group. I'm not doing no large group activities.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of what's going on. So if you're trying to catch me out in the street, downtown block party, whatever, enjoy. Tell me about it later.
But something happened out here this weekend? Wasn't it like a huge fight uptown or something like that?
They was going crazy. I don't know if it was a fight or what. I know people was shooting fireworks at each other, stuff like that. I don't know really what was going on. I just know the streets was flooded.
See, this is why you can't do fireworks.
I don't
pay
attention
niggas shooting fireworks at each other. Come on, man. Crazy.
You act like you never took a Roman candle and pointed it at nobody?
Never.
I did.
Your childhood was trash.
Never.
I did.
But fireworks is never a major thing. You know what I mean? I don't see the point of sitting in the car, looking in the sky and watch something burst.
That's your problem. You sitting in the car. You're supposed to be out lighting them joints, risking blowing off your fingers like the rest of us.
I do not need
You're supposed to be risking blowing off.
Back up, Terry.
I do not need
who
was the football player? Jason Pierre-Paul, who blew off his hand?
Yeah, fingers.
Yeah, blew off his fingers like fireworks. Yeah, no, I'm good.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I'm good on
that. His football career was almost over, too.
Exactly. He blew off his whole motherfucking piece. Nah, I'm good. Nigga had a Terminator hand.
When was this?
It's a couple years ago.
It was a while ago. It was on the news.
Years ago.
Yeah. He almost lost his career.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
But that's your problem, though, because you
I like these. I like these, so I'm going to keep them intact.
Well, you already know. My hands were struggling to begin with.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Mel. When I came in today and you hit me with this, I was like, "Why is that finger?"
Bro, that's your problem, bro. That's your problem.
What?
I see you was talking about holding on to stuff. I know you was holding on to that.
I was not. I didn't. I forgot about it till you reactivated that memory in my head.
Nigga, we have been here for 3 hours, and you just now bringing that up. Move on before we don't get to talk about what we supposed to be talking about.
Hey,
move on before we don't get
a robot head.
It's the summertime. Bro. I just hit the beach. The beach was fun.
Beach was fun. Okay.
You know, I had my skin out. Had
balls. Whoa.
I mean, I had my skin.
Go ahead,
my shirt off and
cool.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. And it's good to get some sun.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it.
I don't know if me and the wife will be able to hit the beach this summer, but hopefully we'll be able to.
That's what it is. I did a bunch of nothing. I really slept half the day. And yeah, I just cooled out, man. Some time to let the body rest and all that good stuff. So yeah, I've been rolling. So good stuff overall.
So,
You know what I mean? I don't do all of that. You know what I mean?
Mel, you on one today?
He on one. Look,
that's
I feel like he want to come for me though. Like, what did I do? I feel like he want to. We got beef. Like,
hey, look, yo. No, it's cool. It's cool.
We got beef because you like, you know what I mean? You was frying.
No, it's cool. You was frying on my weekend. It's fine. I ain't gonna hate on you. It's fine. I did fireworks. I did risk blowing up my fingers like everybody else who actually participate in the fireworks.
If that's what
I had some soul food.
If you want to contribute to the system,
you know what I'm saying? I enjoy some crabs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's fine. I had a good weekend.
I dig it.
Relax. I had extra days off from work.
Well, good.
Okay. I'll take them days off from work. And, it is what it is.
That's what it is, man. I'm glad you had a good time.
I'm going to continue my festivities this weekend.
No judgment. Do you?
I'm going out on the lake this week. I'm going to,
Never understood why that was a thing.
I'm just trying to be outside. So if anybody want to invite me to anything that's not a group activity or a big group in the downtown, I'm probably going to sign up for it.
Y'all gonna be water skiing, water boating, skiing, what?
No.
So again, someone who's not as familiar with being on the lake, what do you do on the lake?
So I'm presuming that I don't know what type of boat that it is, but I think that we're going to be on like a pontoon boat or something like that.
Okay.
Sitting out, chilling, enjoying the sun, enjoying the lake.
Okay.
Probably dock at some point. Get in the lake. I guess those are the activities.
I'm
just gonna be outside. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
You educate me, brother.
I'm not I don't know what you're supposed to do, but I'm gonna plan to enjoy my time. I'm gonna have on my hoochie daddies and stuff like my paws. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hopefully, my wife will be yammed out.
Okay.
While we out there, and I can enjoy that as well.
All right.
Kid free.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no kids.
No kids.
Okay.
It's adult only activity.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hopefully, you know what I'm saying, be enjoying the time out, looking at yams, rubbing on yams.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But with other people though.
Other people will be there. I thought she meant like with other people rubbing on my
No, so you're not driving a boat.
I mean, I might ask if they want to trust me with the boat.
It's a lot of hypotheticals.
It is.
Somebody who don't do should, could, would.
I'm just saying, I don't do. I'm not a traditional Laker. Someone who spends time on the lake. Okay. I'm being introduced to some of these
so
activities.
A new experience.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from.
Again, new
exactly.
Experience. But you just told us a while ago you went deep sea fishing and all that.
I did. That was my first time.
So yeah,
I will never go deep sea fishing.
I said that until I went deep sea fishing, and then I'll go again.
After that submarine whole issue, I never do that.
That's above water, underwater, and we didn't drive with a damn PlayStation 5 controller either while we was out there.
Nobody's doing that. Well, that's cool. I hope you enjoy the lake, man.
I will absolutely do my best to enjoy the lake.
That sounds
this
fun.
weekend.
Now, the reason why I asked you about are y'all gonna be around other people is because you're saying you hope your wife is yammed out. So that means other people gonna be being able to see the visuals of the yammage.
They might be able to see the
visuals
will. Of the yammage. But I don't believe that the crowd of people that I'm going with is gonna be interested in looking at my wife's yammage. Okay. They will have their own situations and yams to look at and rub on and peruse around. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're gonna be worried about.
But that's a great transition.
So
to a event that just happened this week. So
yammed out Keke Palmer.
Hey,
yammed out.
I don't have a problem with it.
What's her what you call it name? What's her boyfriend?
Keke Palmer's best.
I mean, she went from spelling to yamming.
Okay.
Golly.
She went from spelling to yamming. So the reason why we even talking about this, because normally that wouldn't be an issue.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like what she was wearing. You know what I'm saying? Like for entertainers,
okay, yes.
Having yams out nowadays is the minimum requirement. Basically, for
depending on the industry.
Depending on the industry, like music industry specifically, movie, television, all that type of stuff. Most definitely, you gotta have the yams out in order to sell. Unfortunately, I'm not saying I agree with it.
Man, stop trying to clean it up. It is what it is.
I'm just saying that's just what it is.
You're trying to clean it up.
I think it's the culture within itself. People should be able to wear what they want to wear, and they shouldn't get backlash for that. No, dead ass. They should be.
I don't agree.
I'm not going to police whomever I'm with what they wear. That's on them. For what?
That is true. I'm not going to police anyone else.
The issue is, and I'm just going to say this because I know Mel probably got a different take. We as men oftentimes try to control what women are able to do, what they can put out there, what they can't. I mean, you can see that from top down. Women should be this. No, they should be able to be liberated and wear what they want to wear. Who gives a damn?
Let me tell you this right now. We almost converted to Islam, so my wife.
Oh my God!
I ain't go that far.
Got to wear that joint all the time.
Oh
all I want is the eyeballs out.
That's crazy.
But but my wife, she's not that type. She's not that type to she likes to dress up and all this type of stuff. And I've said what I've said over the past couple years, like, hey, you need to chill. Who you trying to impress? You know what I'm saying? But which is funny because I get on her about that. She's like, oh, shut up. You leave me alone. You know, this is. But when I get a haircut, just a haircut, no dress, no nothing. When I get a haircut, who you getting fresh for? First of all, it's just a haircut. It's just the line.
Self-care.
No, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's a double standard in itself. You feel me?
I feel it.
That's a double standard in itself.
I feel it.
So I'm not 100% mad at my man's Keke Palmer's baby daddy. I'm not 100%.
Oh, he's trash for that.
I'm not 100% mad at him.
He's trash for
when
that.
He got upset when he said, You don't want your baby mom.
No. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't even want to finish. I don't even want to hear the rest of the thought. I'm gonna stop you right there.
I got more to the thought.
What cats be messing? What tricks the game up is half the time these dudes get with these females, and that's how they present it when they met. I don't know what their situation is. Whatever. Keke just didn't start wearing her yams out.
Okay, yeah.
So let's be. You can't pick and choose when you get upset. Just the reason why he's upset is because it was Usher. Like, let's be for real.
Oh, you want?
It was because it was Usher. It has nothing to do with because she's dressed like that before. So you can't be like, oh, it's my baby moms. You got a whole family. This, that, and the third. What does that have to do with what she wearing? She still has all of that. That didn't change anything. So just because her yams was out, you got an issue? And it's not like it was disrespectful in any way. I mean, what?
Actually, you just answered the question. She's yammed out.
Yeah.
And attracting people who like yams.
First of all, stop it.
That's the problematic
First of
part.
all, she's Keke.
No, hold on. Let me say this part, and I'll let you rock. I'll let you rock.
He did let you rock, ladies. He did let you rock.
Go ahead.
He did let you rock. Go ahead, Troy.
Go ahead.
So, and she wasn't fighting the attention back. She was embracing the attention, and it was on camera. Now, granted, some things are done for publicity, and I completely understand.
Stop.
But
pause
that's
I need a 30-second, coach. I need a 30.
This is what I'm saying. In society, Patrice O'Neal got this awesome joke where he says, men are bears and women are just salmon covered in honey. And they just walk around bears saying, you shouldn't eat me even though you're a bear and you're supposed to eat me. That's what he said. And so therefore, y'all laughing because he said it, and it was funny when he said it. But
I'm laughing because Lace's mind went, "What the fuck does that have to do with anything that we talking about right now?"
What I'm saying
that's exactly what.
You follow what I'm saying, though, right?
I knew where you was going with your joke until you didn't close the loop at the end.
I did close it. I'm saying,
you correlate the bears and salmon to Keke Palmer's yams and
Usher is a bear.
Okay.
She is a salmon.
Okay.
And she is glazed with honeyish, with mad honey, saying, hey, Mr. Bear, I'm over here. Come be attracted to me. And I understand if you don't want your wife all honeyed out and you want her to convert to Islam, you know what I'm saying, and had a face covered up.
The thing is, the issue that I have is the principle of how niggas pick and choose. And that's the issue that I have. First of all, Keke Palmer is a influencer. She's an actress. She's done some music and all that kind of stuff in the past.
Big facts.
She's at a Usher concert.
Yes.
So of all the people in that building, who do you think Usher is going to potentially serenade in some way? The person who is a influencer.
But he's done that at all of his shows.
Correct.
Recently, right?
But recently there's been, individuals who have been present at the show, i.e. actors.
That's what I'm saying.
That kind of thing. So what I'm saying is, even if it was a Joe Schmo off the street, any woman that you are with, she's going to allow Usher to serenade her because that's the whole premise of going to the show. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, how are you upset because of what she had on and all this nigga did was sing to her? So is it the fact that it was Usher singing to her? Or is it the fact that she had her yams out that got cats upset? Because again, this ain't the first time that he's seen the yams. It ain't the first time that the world has seen the yams. Hell, he knocked her up, so he saw the yams in a very intimate space. Okay. So why are you upset if that is who you are in relationship with? This is just a one-off. This is what she wore to an event. Keep that shit pushing, my boy. You worried about the wrong stuff.
Crazy.
I feel you. Now,
How
was that crazy?
Now, Mel,
crazy take.
I'm really surprised you haven't jumped in and started saying your spiel.
I've been letting y'all rock because I'm going to cook his ass.
You're not.
I got one more thing. I got one more thing. So I did say what I said, but I will say this on the flip side of how I agree my man was wilding. Now, his desire for his baby mother to be presented in a certain way, I could completely understand if you're thinking about the child and stuff like that. However,
don't worry about it, Troy. I'm gonna close the loop.
However, he has no jurisdiction over what she can wear or say or anything, because all he is a sperm donor at this current time.
Are they in a relationship?
They are.
Are they currently in a relationship?
I don't know.
I don't think that
matters.
It does matter.
It doesn't.
Are they currently in a relationship?
But at the least, they not married.
But are they?
Even if they were,
are they in a relationship at all?
Yeah, in a relationship because they have a child together.
No, are they in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship?
I have no idea.
Anything like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
But and so he can't be too mad, and he can't be too mad because of that. One, they're not married, so he doesn't have too much of a say into her life as much as she would have into his. Because I know people gonna try to cook me and be like, "Well, Troy, men trying to dictate women." I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying in a marriage situation, it's a mutual agreement on how things should function. Okay, so that's one thing. And on top of that, you married an entertainer, bro. You married an entertainer, so you should not be surprised if this is a part of her entertainment life. This is what you bought into it. You feel me? So I while I agree with his sentiment, he can't necessarily be too mad because of those two.
See, that's where we disagree. I don't agree with his sentiment because, again, at the end of the day, he may want that, but he has, as you mentioned, he has no jurisdiction over that or what she can put on her. And that, like I said at the beginning of my soliloquy, that is the problem with men. We try to control aspects of women's lives and even how they present, when that's not men's business to do. If you want a particular kind of individual in your life, you need to pursue that. What works for you, that is your preference, that is your choice. But trying to change or hinder how somebody presents themselves, that ain't it for me. That ain't it for me. And it goes back to how we try to change things about people. Let them be who they are. It's either you get along with it or you don't. It's very simple.
That's exactly what I disagree with.
What?
That's what I disagree with.
You can disagree.
People equating fashion to who they are. Fashion is how you may express something that you're into, or you may want to express yourself, but clothing is not who you are.
I'm not saying clothing
is not who you are,
is.
but you're saying let people be who they are. And there are a lot of people who think that the things that they partake in or participate in is who they are. This is who I am.
It is, though, a part of you.
This is who I am.
It is
and
a part
that's
of
not
you,
true. That's not who you are. That's just how you choose to outwardly express yourself.
But what I'm saying, to them, it could be a part of who they. To you, it may be totally different. But again, to them, it could be a part of who they are because it's a part of their identity and how that intersects with other identities that they have.
No, that's bullshit.
It's not though. It's the truth.
That's a self-expression. That's not a who you are is a characteristic about yourself. Me.
Fashion is a characteristic.
Mean,
but fashion can be a characteristic.
Those type of things are who we are. Our
fashion can be
fashion is not a
fashion can be a characteristic. It can. You look at
fashion is not a characteristic.
It is though. Look at how you dress. That's a characteristic of who you are.
That's how I choose to outwardly express myself.
That's a fucking characteristic.
That's not a characteristic, nigga. That's a form of self-expression. That's not a characteristic.
Self-expression can't be a characteristic.
No, nigga.
How?
How is it a characteristic?
How is it not?
I think the issue comes in when someone wraps all of their being.
Correct.
In that.
I agree with that.
But I do
that's
think
not
it
a characteristic.
Is a part of it.
Expression is a characteristic.
No, it's not.
Why can't it? How you express yourself is a characteristic of who you are. If you're expressing yourself a certain way, that's a fucking characteristic.
I disagree.
That is though.
I disagree.
When you wrap yourself completely into it, I don't agree that that's 100% true. But at the same time, it is a part of who an individual is.
Right, and how it intersects with other identities. That's all I'm saying.
Fashion is not a characteristic
to you
because it changes all the fucking time.
For some people, my shit is the same. I've been dressing like this for years.
Niggas' style change over the years. Every 5 or 6 years, something new comes out. Somebody's style change. As we get older, our style change, our interest in clothes change. So we can't say that fashion or clothing is a characteristic.
But how you present
characteristics are things about us that largely.
You missing my point. Go ahead though. Go ahead,
bruh.
Fashion does change.
Fashion does change.
That is true.
Fashion is an outward expression.
Yes.
That we choose to partake in.
Agreed.
And participate in. It is not a direct reflection of who we are as a person.
Again, where we disagree is your fashion contributes to the type of person you want to present or what you shows a particular lens of interest. which can be a characteristic of who you are as a person.
Or
that's what I'm
sometimes
saying.
People wear clothing to maybe present something that they wish they were that they are not.
Which is still can be
so
contributed
is that
to
a true reflection or characteristic of this person? Because there are some niggas who dress like every gangster they seen on movies or TV or every famous rapper that they into, but don't do none of this shit that the rappers do.
Agreed.
Ain't got none of the lifestyle that they live, but that's what they're putting off.
Right.
So is that a direct character? It's not even direct reflection. They don't even live that. They
don't
live that lifestyle.
They may not live it, but it's as you mentioned at the beginning of your soliloquy, that is a characteristic of an identity that they're trying to portray that they aren't walking in. So you're presenting something that may not be fully who you are, but it's still a characteristic of an identity that you're trying to portray.
Okay, like say for instance, we was down in Atlanta a month ago, and people walking around looking like anime characters and stuff like that. They're not anime characters, but they have bought into living in fantasy. And so these people, although they are not the people that they're dressed like, they are characterizing themselves and saying, I enjoy fantasy, and this is a part of who I am.
So they're outwardly expressing something that they're interested in.
Which is a characteristic.
Because they're not anime characters, right?
Right.
So they're outwardly expressing something that they're interested in. I want people
something
to know
that's
that
internal.
I'm interested in this thing. So I'm going to dress up as an anime character. Are any of those people anime characters?
We all
do
know
they have
not.
any anime abilities? Exactly.
But
moving on from this mute ass point that y'all are trying to make.
But it makes them a part of a culture.
Right.
They are part of a culture. Okay, but you're saying that it's a characteristic.
Also a part of identity. Is it not?
To Melvin, it's not. But it can be a part of your identity, although it is a fantasizing identity.
Right. I don't know. I'm learning today. So but anyway, for you, it's not a part of what they identify as.
The floor is yours, Mr. Brown.
I want you to be able to get your whole point because we keep arguing on
things that are irrelevant. I got you. Basically, what I'm trying to say, and the reason why I disagree with Lace is because he's trying to say that you both are saying that men do not have jurisdiction in being able to say what women can and cannot wear.
Yes.
Do men have jurisdiction to determine what all women can and cannot wear? No. Do men have certain jurisdiction depending on their relationship status and connection to a person, jurisdiction over what they can and cannot wear? Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
That's a characteristic of your relationship, though.
Absolutely.
That's a
so
characteristic.
You're saying that he has no jurisdiction. It don't matter. They boyfriend, girlfriend. Men can't be policing what women wear, this and that. I strongly disagree with you.
I personally don't.
I strongly disagree with you.
Okay.
You may not do that, but you would have every license to do that depending on the person that we're talking about. And you can disagree all you want, and the people listening can disagree all they want. And I'm about to tell you why I got full jurisdiction over this situation right now. So, I'll do levels. I'll do levels because we know that fashion, as you said, since it's a characteristic, it's all about display, presentation, and representation.
Sure.
What we want to put off, what we want to represent, how we want to display ourselves. And there are certain ways that we should and should not want to display ourselves based on our lifestyle or some of the things that we may now have. If I'm single and childless and I ain't got nobody else to worry about, I ain't got a spouse, I ain't got kids, I ain't got whatever, I could do and wear whatever the hell I want to wear. Only person I got to be concerned for is me. If I got a spouse, if I got kids that I'm supposed to be represented for and I'm supposed to be the representation to, I got to be mindful about what I wear, how I represent myself outwardly when I'm out in public, because I'm not just out in public for me, I'm out in public for them as well. So to sit here and say she can wear whatever she wants, this and that, she can.
Yes.
Technically, is it a good idea? No. Can I open my mouth and say that I don't think it's a good idea and I disagree with it? Absolutely. Yes. And I would definitely do that. As much as I joke about my wife being yammed out, etc., I definitely think that there are, ways that I would be okay with her looking and dressing if I'm present versus when I'm not present.
Interesting. Okay.
Because of the interactions or attention that she may get that she doesn't want to deal with or she may not perceive as a problem or a threat or anything like that. There's ways that I don't want my goddamn mama dressing. That's my mama. I don't want my mama walking around with her titties out. I don't want her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, come on, be for real. Like, all that shit sound good, but let's be practical about what we talking about, right?
For sure.
We men, and we know other men. We know niggas and stuff like that. So I'm saying there are certain ways I feel like it's my responsibility to a certain degree to say
and it's a way
you
of
should or
protection.
should not be wearing this, and you should present yourself a certain way for not only your protection but mine too. Because if something pop off, if something happen, who gonna have to deal with it? Who gonna have to deal with it? Me. How many niggas done got injured, killed, shot, stabbed, whatever at the club, out at an event or something like that because their girl was wearing something sexually suggestive and some random ass nigga grabbed the titty, grabbed the ass, made a comment or something like that. Now we in a situation. Who got to deal with it? And their asses probably argued at home about him not wanting her to wear that damn outfit. And she wore the outfit anyway. They went out in public. Somebody did something or said something. Now he in a situation where he got to deal with it and she running off screaming trying to hold on to her eyelash and a wig. So can I object? Absolutely. Do she have to listen? That's her choice. But I'm drawing the line in the sand. This is what I think. This is what I believe. If you want to do that, feel free to do that. Single and by yourself. But if you wish to be in a relationship with me, if you wish to be in a relationship with me, these are some of the things that I personally will not tolerate. These are some of the things that I will not see invite. And she could do the same thing to me. Just like you know, if my wife is getting ready to go out and I don't necessarily like what she have on, I'll say something about what she got going on. Change that, fix that, whatever. I don't care what it is. And trust me, I want her to look good when she go out. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm also about to wear something and she don't like what I'm wearing, if gray sweatpants and my shirt too short or something like that, take them sweatpants off, something like that. She lay out her thing that she don't want me to see, and what I do, change my sweatpants.
She did tell me to change.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just
I changed them.
So I'm saying it goes both ways. So to sit here and act like people have full autonomy to just do and dress however they want with no concern for another person, to me is selfish, number one. And I think that it's ridiculous that we even promoting that she should be able to do that. Do I agree with how baby daddy addressed it? Could he have waited till she got home and talked to her in private and be like, yo, I really appreciate you having your cakes all out in front of everybody, this and that, whatever.
Yes.
We could have done that. Should he have tried to blast her on the internet in front of everybody about how he felt about it? Absolutely not. But I definitely feel like if they're boyfriend, girlfriend, if they dating, if they ain't dating, he ain't got shit to say. If they boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, whatever, I think that if he wanted to talk to her about that, he should have laid out his whatever. It bothered me when I don't appreciate X, Y, and Z, and they can have that conversation. And I think that he's justified to do that because she could do the same thing if the shoe was on the other foot. So I don't know why we dancing around this conversation. And I'm not gonna say dancing around it, but trying to act like, oh, it's wear whatever you want, do whatever you want. It's cool.
No,
whatever.
What I'm saying is the issue is it's really ingrained in men. It's a control piece. And again, you could say, could he have done it differently? Sure. I personally don't give a damn because I was going to look regardless whether she had her ass out or whether she didn't. So my point is, regardless of what a woman wears, niggas go look regardless. Can we agree? Can we agree with that?
That's big facts.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, why am I going to put energy into a particular situation because she's solely dressed, whether it's provocative or not? That's like saying you're going to draw a particular, like you mentioned, you're going to draw attention to yourself by wearing this, whatever. It's 50 other people in this motherfucker dressed the same way. I guarantee you somebody at that show was dressed the exact same way. And because it was Keke Palmer is why it came to light. I guarantee it. Put money on it. But what we fail to realize is that we don't have a right to police what a woman wears. You can have a conversation all day. And again, if that leads to you saying we can't be together because this, that, and the third, then there's some other things for me that I would say that one needs to deal with personally. That's just my perspective.
Like what?
Just my perspective. I just think I don't think that you should be able to say, if something don't look right, that's different. Something not looking right, you should consider changing your outfit that don't look right. But to simply say, I don't want you wearing that because your tits out or because your ass is out, I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
In society, women can do whatever. Also in society, my wife cannot do whatever.
Exactly. If that's y'all's thing, it's
not y'all's thing. It's a lot of men's thing.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about his household. I'm talking about his house. Because he's only responsible for his house.
And that's the point that we're trying to make.
Yes.
You're saying men in the broad spectrum should not have license and jurisdiction over policing what women can wear. Women in public who I have no connection to, do what you want. Wear what you want. That's between you and whatever man you connected to. I'm talking about the women that I'm connecting, my daughter, my wife, my mama, those people.
You can share that perspective.
My sister.
Yeah.
If my auntie or cousin get out of line, depending on we got that type of, I'm gonna say something about that too. If you in that group, I got a license.
As a matter of fact,
I hear you.
As a matter of fact, my cousin had her titties out on Reels today, and I text her, put the titties away.
Yep.
I told her straight up.
As you should have.
I told her because for me, I function as a protector also. And unfortunately, that's just how I'm built. Mm-hmm. And so what Mel was saying earlier is like, unfortunately, some situations happen because there are preventative measures that are not taken, regardless of if it deals with dress, what you say, how you whatever the case may be. And because preventative measures aren't taking place, then bad things can happen. And so as protector, I always look at situations like, okay, what could potentially happen from this? And so I'm reaching out to my cousin. It's like, hey, you reach no good in words all the time. Okay. So this is probably why, because you're throwing out bait for the no goods to come in there. Just cover them up. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
I just want to understand what you feel like the men might have to work out within themselves if they're in that space where they.
It's a control factor. It's control.
It has nothing to do with.
It does though. It's an aspect of control.
It's not necessarily always about control.
I'm not saying always.
And to a certain degree, I cannot protect what I cannot control. Sometimes, depending on what we're talking about,
I cannot protect.
But why does everything? Why does it? What again? So I go back to the premise of the conversation. Why is it that we feel as men? I'm just gonna throw that out there because you said protection, whatever. Why is it that I have to automatically say I need to protect this because they're dressed a certain way?
Because we know how other men can be.
Society.
Which is true. But that's with anything. Hell, I could get in my car right now and run into somebody as soon as I leave.
But you put your damn seatbelt on, don't you?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
All right, but you put that damn seatbelt on.
Put your seatbelt on.
But
that's the point, though.
I'm the protector.
No. But what I am saying is how is that fair to say you shouldn't do this because this could? That's with anything in life. Yes, if you do this, that can happen. Choices and decisions are free. Consequences cost. We all know this. But to have the mindset of, if you do this, we going to have a problem or whatever. No, you should be able to be who you are and wear what you want to wear and not be fearful of, oh, this could potentially happen or my man going to be this, my man going to be that. It's a control measure that I have an issue with. And what he put out there in the internet, if he's willing to do that just because she had on a thong piece, a leotard, covered up, ain't no telling what that nigga might do. So I'm concerned for her. We talking about protection. I'm concerned for her.
I see how you spun that right there.
That was really good.
And there's layers to this, and we'll get to the second drink. What I'm saying is, again, you talking about women should be able to do this. They should be able to do this.
Yes.
They should be able, but they're not because of how other men in public respond. Just like we just said, men gonna look regardless, whether they in the sweatpants, leggings, whatever it is, they gonna look. Yeah. If they see it, they like it, they gonna look, they gonna pull up on it. So if we know that to a certain degree, why are we gonna add to it? Why am I gonna increase my chances of something that we already know is probable? Why am I gonna do that? For what? And honestly, what is the real reason? What is the real reason? Why do you desire so bad? I'm saying you because we talk about it. Why do you desire women? Why do you desire so bad to feel the need to have your ass and titties out? In general, like, what are we advocating for here? What is the end goal? Why is it so important?
I think
what is the end desire?
Part,
what's so liberating about feeling like I'm walking around with my ass cheeks out and my titties loose, whatever? What is in public though?
That could simply be the liberating part, the fact that you can do it.
For what though? That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is your for what may not be, because again, that's women's business. So what I'm saying is I don't have ass and tits to show. But if I felt like me being out here, not wearing a bra, not wearing no drawers, having my ass is liberating for that individual, just the act of can be liberating. And the problem is we try to police literally fucking everything that women do. Again, think about large scale with the overturning of the abortion stuff. Mm-hmm. That is women's business. That is her choice and decision, what she wants to do with the child, etc. Men should not be making decisions on that.
Right, I agree with that. But
so what I'm saying is the same. It's the same concept.
We're not talking about abortion.
It is the same concept. Is what I'm saying.
Significant other going out in public.
It's the same. Again, what you do in your house,
with their ass and titties out.
What I'm saying is, what you and yours do in your house. That's a mutual decision that you all have made, and how individuals are going to present themselves, etc.
Right.
What I'm saying is everybody doesn't have that same mindset because some men are secure enough in whatever relationship or situation that they have. You wear what you want to wear. I'm not concerned.
Go there, and I'm glad you went there because I was ready for that rebuttal. A nigga telling his girl, A nigga telling his girl what she can and cannot wear to a certain degree because of how it represents him and herself is not insecurity. And I know that that's a word that people throw around because they want to manipulate men into getting them to do what they want them to do. So they throw around words like insecure. If you were secure, you let me do whatever the hell I want to do. And that's not secure, because that man is very secure to be able to tell you, this is the line that I'm drawing in the sand. This is how I feel about it. If you choose to do the opposite of that, feel free to do that by yourself.
Right, but that's a choice and decision he has to make.
And I'm secure in this decision.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him insecure.
I'm talking about
not
the act
insecure by saying, I don't think that you should wear X, Y, and Z and do this in public. And it'll probably be a better representation of yourself to not do or wear what it is that you're trying to wear. That's not insecurity at all. That's clear, direct conversation.
I'm not saying that, because that's a dialogue. Then we can make a mutual decision on how we're going to move forward.
But most people would say just that me initiating that type of conversation makes somebody insecure.
No, I don't see that. I don't see that as an insecurity, because you said a dialogue around you should or you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? That's not or I feel as though XYZ. That's not a insecurity. What I'm saying is the insecurity is to come in and say dogmatically, my woman ain't gonna wear this. I don't like that. You not gonna put this on. You're a representation of me. No, I'm a representation of myself. I also represent you. But if I feel comfortable in expressing myself in the way that I do, like you said, now choices and decisions got to be made. Right. And I think, again, you had the dialogue, not saying that piece is insecure, but the aspect of coming in a dogmatic or this is where I'm drawing a line in the sand, that to me, that's a lens of insecurity.
To have clear cut
because it's closed-minded.
To have clear cut boundaries is insecurity.
What I'm saying is, the majority of the time, again, having a dialogue around something is different than saying this is what it is. I'm drawing my line in the sand. You either get with it or get gone.
Okay,
that's what I'm
dialogue.
saying.
I'm opening the dialogue and I finish it by saying this is the line in the sand. This is the line in the sand. Do what you want to do for X, Y, and Z. Right. After that, that I don't believe that to be. That has nothing to do with insecurity.
In your opinion, that's fine.
In general,
I appreciate your opinion.
That's not insecurity. But
you ain't gotta tell me.
The reason why I'm saying, no, I do gotta tell you, because you're throwing the words around insecurity and you're using those sound bites that a lot of women use
again
to manipulate men into letting them do whatever the hell they want to do. And that's not true. When someone has clear-cut boundaries about their lifestyle, how they want to interact with someone that they're in a relationship with, how they expect to be treated, how they expect that person to carry themselves, etc., that is not insecure in any type of way.
I'm not saying
if a woman came and had a list of things that she did not say, I don't want my man to do this, I don't want him to wear this, that would be considered standards to society. That'd be like, she has standards for herself.
I would say that's insecurity as well.
And people would say that's fine. When you flip the script, and a man comes to the table and says, we're not doing X, Y, and Z. This is what I want to see, X, Y, and Z. Then he's insecure. You don't want to let me wear my titties out, so you insecure. I can't wear my thong bathing suit at the pool in front of all these kids, so you insecure.
So would you have an issue with that?
Have an issue with what?
So say if your partner wanted to wear a thong bathing suit at a pool, would you have an issue with that?
At a public pool, would I know other people's kids and stuff going to be?
Right.
Goddamn right.
Why?
I just told you why.
Well,
number one, it's a public pool. And then, number two, other people's kids and stuff.
But it's a swimsuit.
There's levels to swimsuits. Now, if we on vacation, we out at an adult only joint, and we all these things, and she wants to wear a thong.
Talk, I would not care.
Come on, bro.
On some real shit, I would not give a.
So you don't care about what other kids are exposed to and stuff like that. What if your kid, you brought her to a pool and somebody came with barely covering anything? That doesn't.
Again, my house is my house. So if she mentioned something, I would have a conversation with her. But it's a bathing suit. Who am I to say this person shouldn't wear this?
Nigga, don't act like that's the only type of bathing suit that exists.
I'm not.
People have options, and that's what I'm saying. You it's a bathing suit. It's a bathing suit.
But it's
a bathing suit. It's a bathing suit.
I'm glad you did that, because on the last episode you did me like that, and I was upset.
You know
I'm glad
you're
doing that to somebody else.
It's a bathing suit. But bathing suits come in levels. There's one pieces, two pieces.
You're right.
There's all different types of styles of bathing suits.
But who am I to say this person shouldn't be able to wear this?
Let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. Anybody that's wearing a thong bathing suit to a public pool is trying to get attention.
You come to that conclusion?
They're trying to get attention.
In your world, that's fine.
They're trying to get attention.
Okay.
Either they're trying to get attention, or they're just completely unaware of.
They're not
unaware.
They want attention. They want attention.
Some people are completely unaware, bro.
What other reason could someone go to? I'm talking about a community pool that we know is largely going to be dominated with families, other people's children, stuff like that, spouses, all type of stuff. what would be anyone else's reason to come to that type of situation with a thong bathing suit on other than to get attention? Realistically.
Because they want to wear it. Very simple. Because they want
they want attention.
They going to wear it.
They want to get attention.
I wouldn't subscribe to that.
I'm just saying they want to get attention. So you're asking me if we go to a community pool like what I just described, and my significant other wanted to wear a thong bathing suit, absolutely not. But if we go on vacation, we have no kids, we doing adult things, we getting into our vibe, this and that, whatever, and we at an adult only resort or something like that, and she wants to wear that in my presence and we enjoying each other's company, 100%. Absolutely.
I do rock with that because I'll never see these people ever again. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. I'm cool with that.
That's the part.
There's levels.
You all are proving my point. What I'm saying is, as I stated earlier, niggas try to pick and choose.
We're not picking it.
It is though. You just gave 2 examples. She can't wear it at a public pool because kids running around all this other motherfucking shit.
Okay, so take into context.
Hear me out. But if we go into a resort and we're enjoying each other's company, this, that, and the third, I'm never gonna see these people again, etc. She can wear it. What the does it matter?
I'm not saying that to that point. I'm saying that context matters. Context is key. Whether we want to act like it or not. This is picking and choosing. This is why I hate black people sometimes. This is why I hate niggas,
That's
bro.
a soundbite.
This is why I hate black people sometimes, because we pick and choose. We do so much talking about representation. That's the whole shit of America right now. Representation. Everyone wants to be represented in some kind of way. Everyone needs to have visibility, representation. How do we believe in representation in terms of being multicultural on TV, being represented in office rooms and boardrooms and spaces and this and that? We care about representation in those aspects. But when we get to talking about how we position ourselves in terms of what we wear out in public, now all of a sudden we should be able to do whatever the hell we want to, and representation don't matter. How are we picking and choosing when representation matters? And that's exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
Talking about 2 different things.
We're not talking about 2 different things. It's all representation. Representation of how you present yourself. Representation of how you present yourself. The stuff, whatever it is that you want to promote.
Sure.
You know, largely, we talked about the music, entertainer, this and that. Kind of to be expected. Sex sells in that industry. That's what they got to do. If you're an actor, actress, whatever, you don't have to do that.
Sure.
You don't necessarily have to do that. So Keke Palmer does not have to wear a thong leotard with a sheer cover-up to an Usher concert because of the quote-unquote industry that she's in.
Correct.
She wanted to have her cakes out. She
chose
was having
to.
a good time, whatever.
Right.
Okay, did she have to do that?
No, she didn't have to do
exactly.
that.
So that's
but she chose to do that, and that's her decision.
It's a choice that she.
And that goes back to
it's a choice that she made. It's a choice that she can make.
Right.
But it's also, if she has a counterpart, like I said, someone that she's in a relationship with, who she also represents. Because whether you want to say I represent just myself, that works when you're single. Once you're connected to someone, to a certain degree, everything that you do affects the other person. Is what the hell I'm trying to tell you. So
I get that.
So
I'm not negating that.
So to say that men are always trying to police what women do, this and that, from a societal standpoint, we can take it there. But we talking about titties and ass being out, going to clubs and this and that, whatever. That's what we talking about. So from the lens of we talking about your girl, your significant, someone you in a relationship with, I feel like those people have jurisdiction and license to talk to their woman about whatever it is that she's wearing when she goes out in public. And if they agree that she can do that, she can wear whatever the hell she want to wear, cool. But if a man says, I'm not comfortable with that, I don't want to do that, he's well justified to do that. He's not insecure. Okay. It's not wrong. And people need to stop acting like that's wrong because they represent one another. And on the flip side, she could come to him and say, these are some things that I don't appreciate you wearing. I don't want you going outside after you get a haircut and you got your beard oil on shining. It's definitely mutual. I'm just saying that they represent.
If that's a part of your household or your relationship, that's cool. But what I'm saying is, speaking on how this is blown up and everybody's had an opinion on it, niggas and women shouldn't do this, women shouldn't do that. No, that's not our place to say. That's not our place to say. If she want to go out with her cakes out, whatever, why should we have an issue with that? That's essentially what I'm getting at. I don't feel as though there should be an issue with it.
Why should we not have an issue with it?
Because we see cakes and yams all day, every day. You could pull up your phone right now and see free cakes and yams. So that shit don't.
Because we see it all the time, that means we should just be okay with it.
I'm not saying no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying just because we see it all the time we should be okay with it. What I'm saying is it goes back to a larger system that we aren't talking about as far as how men try to police what women do on a regular basis with their bodies and how they present. That's what I'm talking about. So if you decide to have that conversation and y'all agree, no, I'm not gonna wear this, I don't have nothing to do with that. That's y'all's thing. I approve that. What I'm saying is the issue is niggas are always like, well, women shouldn't do this, or this wouldn't have happened if they wouldn't have done that, this, that, and the third. No, you should not be subjected to an individual saying this happened to you because you have your ass and tits out. That shouldn't work like that.
That is true. I give you that.
Disagree.
I give you that. I don't like it when we victimize people because of something that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, unfortunate situation, a girl at a college, you know, gets raped or something like that. And then we be like, well, what did she do to?
Right.
It's like, it's like, no. It's not a matter of what she did. The situation happened regardless. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we need to address the person who actually did it. I could completely agree. And because of those situations like that, and that's a possibility of something can happen with my household, and my wife sees that potential things that can happen with me, we have those conversations. All right, what are things that we want to do to protect ourselves inside of our household and outside of our household?
I got you.
And part of that is the whole dressing part. Now, I will say this too. This is one point I did want to make. If you're going to having a woman by your side that is beautiful, pretty, a 10 out of 10, a dime, it takes a special type of man in order to be in them type of situations. Sure. I'm gonna let you know that right now. It ain't for the faint-hearted. Mm-hmm. It ain't for the faint-hearted. So you got to be prepared, like we said before. You got to be prepared. People in society is gonna look regardless.
Yeah,
right? You know what I'm saying. And if your wife is blessed in any way, shape, or form, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta build that tolerance up a little bit, because you just can't be mad, you know, that the clerk at Harris Teeter took a look at your wife as she walked by. You gotta be prepared. That type of stuff gonna happen. At the same time though, in my household, we will share our thoughts about how we can function and outside of the household.
I understand that, but you also not gonna go on the internet and say nothing about it.
I'm not. Now
right. Listen. Depending on the situation, like I said, depending on the situation. Talking about their situation. If he's a baby daddy only, and this and that, whatever, I think that he should have waited till they got in each other's presence.
It shouldn't have been on the internet. Yes.
If my wife posts something on the internet that I disagree with, I will comment right away. Because it's already right there. Okay, maybe I won't comment on there. I take that back. I won't comment on the post. I'll text her real quick or something. I don't have to worry about that. She's not that tight. But I'm saying if I was in that situation and I saw it and I was like, nah, that ain't it, I'm definitely going to text that over. Hey, go ahead and take that down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Take that down. You know, I don't think this is a good reflection or representation of you and what we're trying to do. Go ahead and take that down.
And can I even say
that whatever she chooses to do after that, you know, we'll get to it. But I'm saying that's not insecure. And I just want to keep talking about that because
again, you said it so much. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, people are going to say what they say, and it goes back to individuals' perception. And if you don't share the same perception or diversity of thought, that's okay. You do what works for you and yours. Let other people do that. But the issue that I have is holistically, men generally, it's the same theme over and over again. She's a representation of me. She's a representation of what we have. And all of that is true. But what is there to say how she's representing is wrong? Just because you got your ass or tits out, that doesn't mean that it's a misrepresentation. I mean, we still represent what we represent at the core. Just because you look good this day or you're dressed a particular way is not a full representation of what you are.
Okay, I'll use your words from earlier. You said fashion can be a characteristic of a person. All right.
Absolutely.
So if you're representing and showing your ass and titties, what characteristic are you displaying about yourself? What are you posting? What is that saying about you as a person? What do you think that you're displaying?
As far as having your ass and tits out?
What do you think that you're displaying? Be honest.
I can't say what individual is representing other than maybe they feel liberated to dress the way they want to dress.
He's not wrong, but I know exactly what you're saying because
he know what the hell I'm saying. Because
he's not wrong.
He know what the hell I'm saying.
He knows
what the hell I'm saying.
Because in general, yes, that person could be thinking in their mind, "This is what I'm representing." But in society, you are presenting yourself as a person who is inviting attention from people around you.
If that's what one individual wants to, but just like
it's not one individual.
No, hold on. Let's just say this. So we've seen this movement where let's talk about the Lizzo movement. So Lizzo has been liberated to dress how she wants to dress, have her assets out in the way that she wants to have her assets out, etc.
And most people have quorum with it, but go ahead.
But what I'm saying is
men and women alike.
Again, but what is the issue? Because it goes back to systematically we aren't used to seeing bigger women present themselves in a particular way, right? So what is the issue with that? Bruh, why do people have an opinion on that?
For example,
what is the difference? So say what is the difference?
Here's the difference.
What?
If I'm going to a Charlotte Hornets game, I'm going to the game to watch the game. I'm not coming to watch Lizzo's big ass cheeks walk from the back to courtside and sit
canceled,
down.
Yo.
That's not what I'm came here to see, bro.
What's the moral?
I'm just saying. No, you asking what's the difference? You talking? It's not about bigger women versus smaller women. This and that.
No, that was the
general,
issue. And that was context.
Context is key.
She was at a game. And it's a family event, and we're not going to get canceled because of this, because it ties back into what we were talking about earlier. When you're at a public pool, you're going to dress appropriately because everyone is there.
But what I'm saying,
we're at a public game with families and stuff like that, and I did not bring my child to a game
to watch Lizzo twerking the thong with chaps on and the butt cheeks flat hanging out the back of the flat.
Well, tell your motherfucking kid don't look. I mean, it's just
that's ridiculous.
It's not though.
That's
it's
ridiculous.
not though because
the world doesn't need to move around to accommodate your desire to feel liberated by showing all the good goodness and
don't move around
and
it don't move around in the context of saying what is appropriate and what's not.
What's the moral? We need a moral right now.
It don't though. It don't. You can't say it ain't appropriate for my child to have to see this at a game, or I don't want to see this at a game, and you can't then say, well, it's appropriate for their perspective, is not appropriate for your child to not see that. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. We can't have it both ways, and that goes back to my initial point. You can't say one is appropriate and one is not.
We can absolutely say one is appropriate
for you. Maybe what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it's not what it is.
Lace, I will say this, and this is a very rare occasion in which I agree with Mel, but we can say something is appropriate and inappropriate because there are words inappropriate and appropriate.
You can say that,
and they were created.
But it boils down to your perception. It boils down to your perception of what is appropriate and what's not. Right or wrong?
He's not wrong.
It's the truth.
He's not
wrong.
The truth. But also too is this the
people as a collective make up societal norms and values. That's why it's called societal norms. Collectively, the group largely votes and determines what is morally appropriate and what is morally inappropriate. So we can sit here and say it's all about one person, individual, but we know that norms and values are based on the group, collective group, and community of people. That's how they're developed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. Because if it was all individualized, we would have no set core morals or values and nothing like that, because everyone do what the hell they want to do. There'd be no baseline for it. So society determines what is appropriate versus inappropriate, and the collective group usually determines that, because there'll be a large group of people in one direction that says this is largely inappropriate, and a small group of people, you see this diagram I'm making with my hands, a small group of people who say, I don't see no problem with that. This isn't appropriate. This is fine. I can do that. Right. So what I'm saying is, it's not an individualized.
Oh, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that holistically that it is individualized. Okay. I am saying that we have the power to make decisions and choices that work for us, whether it is societally appropriate or considered societally inappropriate. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, whoever set those standards as a collective doesn't mean that it is completely fair, accurate, etc. Because again, we could say anything is inappropriate. Some people may think that legalizing gambling in North Carolina is inappropriate, but when you look at the bottom line, that's a moral decision. That's something that an individual has to say, okay, I'm going to participate in this, or I'm not going to participate in this. So that's not saying that it's inappropriate. People drink, people smoke, people do all kinds of things that would be considered quote unquote inappropriate, but you see that tide changing when money's being made off of it, when you can justify other aspects and benefits of it, etc. So we generally say that something is inappropriate until it's not.
Now, and I want to say this again, Mel, I agree with you, but he's not wrong. But unfortunately, about your point is morality has shifted. And that's what's problematic.
I'm not saying that he's wrong. I've never once said that.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm saying, what are we trying to get to by having our titties and ass out? What is the end goal? Why are we advocating for that so hard? Why are we so against men speaking outwardly about their women not representing themselves that way? because we internally know how other men perceive what it is that they're representing about themselves. It may mean one thing to them, but it means something totally different to someone else.
Right.
So if we consciously know that, just because you think it's innocent, don't mean that this predator ass nigga over here thinks the same thing as you. Obviously that's an extreme, but what I'm saying is that is always a possibility. And we know that is a possibility. So what I keep going back to is if me as a male, know that what you're doing means something totally different to you than it does to me or someone else, why would I not say anything?
Right.
I guess is the question.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't say anything depending on how you conduct yourself within your relationship and your household. The issue is that we throw out words. You talked about the word insecure. The other word that you keep throwing out is mine, my woman, this, or what was the other word you said? You mentioned representation, but it's a sense of ownership. We don't own nobody.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You might think you
I got
do.
a legal document.
But Mel,
I got a legal documentation, nigga.
That's not ownership, though.
It is ownership. We own each other.
Said earlier,
we own each other.
Yes, and Lace, like you said,
we own each other.
But Lace,
no,
like you
y'all
said
are in
earlier,
a contractual agreement. That's not
we
ownership.
own each other, bro.
But Lace, like you said earlier, based upon the dynamic of his household,
right?
That's
you
how it's
do
functioning. So then that is true.
No.
That is true.
We talked about facts and truth, etc.
Okay.
Marriage certificate is not ownership of any fucking body. You
a
don't
legal
own nobody.
Okay.
It's a legal document, but it's not ownership.
We'll do it this way.
It's not ownership.
We'll do it this way because you can't argue with this person.
What?
He alone said. He alone said.
What'd he say?
Come on, Mel.
That
the
neither
two become one.
And that neither one of our bodies are our own, but are representative and reflective of the other.
Right.
So if that's what we're basing,
I think that's 1 Corinthians
marriage off of.
Again, and that's for you and
it's
yours.
anyone that's married.
That's for you and yours.
Anyone that's married.
So what I'm saying is,
anyone that's married.
There's still not that you don't own nobody.
We do.
You don't. It's not ownership. You could be one.
Well,
you could be one and not own.
Okay.
Well, that has been a great podcast.
Yes, great dialogue. Great dialogue.
It's a great diversity of thought.
Yeah,
to be quite honest.
We're going to get canceled off this shit.
We're not going to get canceled.
I do want y'all to know that.
We're not going to get canceled.
I'm not going to read the comments.
We're not even going to get canceled. Bruh, we're going to end it, but it's just ridiculous to me how offended people get as what you call men policing women's bodies.
Yes, we do that on regular.
When the issue that we're talking about is not necessarily about policing someone's body as more it is showing concern for them and how they represent themselves. Why is it such?
Yes.
Why do we look at that so negatively?
Yes.
So why is that such a negative? Why are we taking it so negative?
Because for me, it's the picking and choosing of it. Because again, I guarantee you. Now again, I don't know how they got together. I don't know how their relationship was developed, etc. This is not the first time he's seen her dressed like that. And the issue is...
It's probably what attracted her.
And that's my point. Mm-hmm. You can't say now, I don't want you dressing like this.
Big facts.
When that is how I fucking bagged you.
But when you're out in public and you're fishing, then it would make sense that you're trying to use something to catch me with.
And it goes back to what I said. Now you're trying to change, again, who I perceive myself to be.
Also a good point.
Because
good point, but also a good point.
Because now you're trying to change who I perceive myself to be when you got me like this. So why you want me to switch up now? Because you feel a certain way of how you should be represented. I represented you like this when we was kicking it. You won't saying that when you knock my ass up.
We want official. We out here fishing. If we not official and you fishing, bro, come on. That makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense.
That's not even a good argument.
It's a great argument,
This brought you over. Yes, it brought you, and now we're in a union together with one another, and we talk about things and we work through things together, etc.
Right. So work through it how you see fit.
Everybody, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. You cannot bring you trying to bring something new into your lifestyle and not want to make changes with it. You can't bring a plant into your house and not water it.
Very true.
Okay, so then there are certain things that you have to do now that you're in a relationship or connection with someone. Now that you're doing that, you can't just keep saying, "Oh, well, I was doing this." You were single then. We didn't have no commitment then. Do what you want. Now that we're together. There are some changes that we have to make together to sustain this relationship. If one decides
to do that.
So you can't say that, oh, I was doing this when you met me, so now I get to keep doing it for forever because whatever. I can say that about anything. I was knocking out all the hoes when I first got with you. I was knocking these hoes down.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Now that we together, I'm gonna just keep knocking hoes down. I was doing that when you met me.
And you was one of them.
You was fine with that when you met me.
And again,
I'm knocking them down, so I'm gonna keep knocking them down.
And again,
I don't gotta change that about myself.
One would have to make the decision.
And then here's the flip side.
Based upon
and then here's the flip side. If
provided.
you don't let me keep knocking these joints down, extremely insecure of you. You have no right to be policing my body.
Absolutely.
This has been the ManlyDeeds podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until next time.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a good
dirty. That was dirty.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
This has been the ManlyDeeds podcast. As always, until next time.
Because ironically, I agree with that. So again, I posted as XYZ. I agree with that.
So you're right, but it's a slippery slope.
Call it what you want.
When you go that route, Lace, it's a slippery slope because you get into situations just like that. And I will also say this too. I am not a person, and I'll make this point because I ain't said nothing in the past 30 minutes. So let me say something. As much as I will police a woman, my cousin that I was talking about a little bit earlier, I also police my other cousin who is a male. And when he's doing stupid stuff, I'm gonna tell him, don't do that. But what becomes problematic is when we talk about the body. And then it becomes a big issue. But but the same, I'll have another cousin who just posts some words, not even a picture. He'll post some words on the internet, and I'll be like, "Hey, bro, take that down. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's gonna get you in trouble."
Bro. It's my duty, bro.
It
is my duty, bro. I got into it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this because this happened in real life, and I know we on time, but I'm gonna keep going. I got into it with my sister one time.
Mm-hmm.
She posted a picture of her on Instagram, had her cakes out.
Okay.
I immediately commented on the picture and said, take this down. Actually, not just me. All my other brothers, all of us saw the same thing at the same time. Succinct comments. We didn't even talk with each other first.
Mm-hmm.
Take this down.
Mm-hmm.
Take it down, delete it, whatever. She going back and forth with us about why she should be able to keep it up because it's liberating, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. First of all, this is not we was raised in the same house. This not even how we rock. This not a good representation of you. This not a good representation of our family. You're my sister. So then if I go out in public and someone say, I see Mel with sister ass out all on the internet, you know, what happens now? I might catch murder too because you want to show your ass on Instagram because somebody talking to me. So all at the same time, we, take this down, whatever. So then her, at the time, boyfriend comes up, commenting, talking about how he don't have no problem with it, this and that. It's cool for him, this and that, whatever. First of all, you're not even family yet, so we don't give a goddamn what you think. This our sister. When y'all get married, y'all can have that conversation, do whatever you want to do. But for right now, I'm the part of the protection group that she has for herself. So certain things that she's doing or may want to do, and I don't think it's a good idea, or I think it's going to put her in a bad situation or badly represent her, I'm going to say so. I feel like it's my duty to do that. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. And if my brothers did something stupid, which they usually do, I tell them the same.
We check them
same
too.
thing. But I feel like all of us have a duty to do that. And I don't understand why we're making this out to be a negative thing to do that. Because again, it may mean one thing to you, but it means something totally different to someone else. And what inevitably ended up happening, that picture came down. And I ain't seen up until recently. Now that she married, they was out at the beach on their little adult thing or whatever. She had her cakes out.
Oh, you talking about your
sister?
I got you.
After that conversation, though, it wasn't no more ass posts on the internet. I know that much. You know what I'm saying? So in those situations, I feel absolutely we need to be doing that. I feel like to a certain degree, I'm not talking about abortions and taking people's body. We talking about clothing.
Right, I understand that, but I'm talking more whole.
I know what you're trying to do.
Large
I know
scale.
what angle you're trying to take
Large
with this conversation.
Mel, you're so condescending.
I know what angle you're trying to take with this conversation. I'm talking about clothing.
Sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You talking about policing bodies in the sense of abortion.
That's what it is.
That's
what it is, though.
It's
what it is. It still boils down to
they're
that.
not.
I'm not saying it's apples to apples, but it's a part of that patriarchal system.
I just want to reflect that.
It's all good.
And I don't like hearing words like patriarchal system.
It's what it is, though. It's what we live in.
And since I don't know what it means, I'm taking
Listen, we have given you extra material in this episode of ManlyDeeds podcast.
Hey.
It's your boy T. Roy. We are officially out. Peace.
Yeah, I needed that. I got my arguing swag back.